Krishna. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is very clear. Thanks.
Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, all the devotees, for this opportunity to actually reflect on my own self. Whatever I speak are not my realizations. However, I would just be parroting the words of my Shiksha Gurus and my Diksha Guru. Most of us are, like, should I say, all of us are chanting 16 rounds who have, assembled here. So we, all of us have, gathered here today, and we gather here like, week on week, rather, just for one thing, that is to find some inspiration on chanting with full attention. Okay. So, so on a daily basis, so when we finish, when we finish chanting, when we are done with 16 rounds on any given day, well, keeping the bead bag, okay, like, so back in its place. So some sort of reflection passes through our heart, our mind. Say, sometimes it's, or most of the times, should I say, it's sort of a guilt that, oh Krishna, today again, you know, it's like, yeah, it is, on the second round, at fifth minute or some, in the middle somewhere, I was able to gather some attention, and I was able to, remember you very nicely. However, again, I got lost somewhere in between, and then I, on 10th round, somewhere I remembered you. On 12th round, somewhere I remembered you. But overall, it was not so much as I would have liked it. But okay, I will try to do it better tomorrow. And these things, these thoughts cross our mind, and then we feel a sort of guilt, and then it subsides as the day picks on, and then we forget that, okay, this is as usual. And then we move on. Over time, we actually have some sort of doubt if this happens on and on. We start thinking that, is it at all possible for me to chant nicely? Okay. We start doubting ourselves that all these devotees around me, all the Vaishnavas, are able to chant so nicely, and I'm the only one who is struggling. Will I ever be able to chant like all these devotees? Is it possible at all for me? Or will I? Sometimes we will end up sort of compromising that, okay, this is how it is going to go on. Okay, let's okay, I'll take my bead bag at 5 in the morning. At 7 a.m. I have to somehow finish. If I sit for 2 hours, it'll get over, and I'll move on. I'll pick some other devotional activities which I can perform, and some sort of understanding we strike with ourselves, and then we move on. But as we all know that all the devotional activities, all bhakti, all sadhana we do, everything culminates in chanting with attention, right? So let us, from the Shastras, let us try to see, is there some hope for us? Is there some hope? Rather, there is a lot of hope. It is just like we have to keep reminding ourselves. So let us see from Shastras and revive, that hope that, that the Lord has given us through our Guru Parampara, all the and the Shastras. If we come to Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, uh, actually this conversation is going on between the residents of Kulinagram who visit Mahaprabhu year on year, who visit Jagannath Puri year on year, and to take association of Mahaprabhu. and and every time they have this new question, and Mahaprabhu gives them a higher level of instruction each time. And this discussion, there's this discussion between Mahaprabhu and Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda Vasu. Actually, they place a set of questions at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, and they seek answers to it. Actually, they ask, how do we actually identify a Vaishnava, a real Vaishnava, and what will be his qualities? And Mahaprabhu actually gives such a wonderful answer. Uh, Mahaprabhu says, Eka Krishna Name Kare Sarva Papa Kshaya Navavida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Haya. Means simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, okay, a person is relieved from all the sinful reactions, okay, all reactions of this life and past life. One can actually complete the nine process now with the bhakti of devotional service simply by chanting the holy name. So um, this is so magnanimous. I mean, it is very difficult for us to realize that what is the impact, influence of actually chanting even one Mahamantra, right? So we hear the story of Ambarish Maharaj, who used to engage all his senses in performing nine process of devotional service. So, of course, he was actually, he belonged to Satyuga, and he lived for 100,000 years, and he did it for as many years, right? And Mahaprabhu realizes that the Lord realizes that we are actually in Kali Yuga. For these people, all this the stretched. Uh, uh, if we tell, if I tell, the devotees here, the practicing devotees here, to do all this, it will not work because they are already, with so much influence of Kali. So we have to give these people something shortcut. So that is why Mahaprabhu has given us, just chant this holy name and you are actually performing Navaveda Bhakti. So just sit and chant. Right. So our lifespan is also given, like we have like a, it's like a test match. Instead actually Lord has given us some sort of T20. Okay, let you finish it fast. It's, if we consider the Satyuga, our lifespan is almost like a sneeze, like a cheek. Nikal gaya. Like, practice it intensely, in this short period of time and get out of it. Actually, and the next verse, where Mahaprabhu almost qualifies, all of us, and the, uh, the Lord says, Jiva Sparshe Achandala Sabare Udare. So, even if it is Chandala, okay, the Lord's holy name is like a Nama Chintamani. If it touches the tongue of even of a Chandala, it is, he will be delivered. There is no doubt about it. So it is like, whether we realize, this all this or not. So Mahaprabhu is saying that it is like, it is literally like a medicine. If we are having fever, doctor will prescribe some paracetamol and says, you take it, whether it is old, young, or whoever it is. As soon as we take paracetamol, within few hours, our fever goes down. So it doesn't matter whether we believe that it is going to have that effect or not. It will actually happen, right? So moving on now, let us see if we can take some hope and inspiration from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us enter the discussion between Mother Dehuti and Lord Kapila Dev. This is a famous verse where Mother Dehuti is actually glorifying those who are chanting the holy name of the Lord, with her choicest of the words. Actually, Mother Devati is addressing Lord Kapila Dev. This is third canto, chapter 33, verse number 7. Aho bata swapachato kariyan yajjivagre vartate namatubhyam te pustapaste juhu sashnurarya brahma churnama grananti te. Mother Devati is saying, Aho Bata, O Lord, how glorious are those devotees, Jivagre, these devotees who are able to chant your holy name. Okay, so how glorious are those tongues, who are chanting your holy name. Even if they are born in the families of dog eaters, such persons are actually worshipable. Gariyan, Mother Devati is saying they are Gariyan, they are actually worshipable. Okay. Mother Devati says that these devotees, they must have actually performed so many austerities in their current and previous lives. They would have performed so many sacrifices, okay, that in this life that they are able to chant your holy name in this life. Literally, Mother Devati is saying that this holy name doesn't actually belong to this earth. Okay. So these devotees, they are actually Aryans, though they are born, even if they are born in the families of Chandala, they are actually Aryans. They are of highest character. They must have bathed in holy rivers, um, you know, and they must have studied the Vedas. Okay, so this is how Mother Devati glorifies the devotees who are able to chant the holy name. Actually, um we however, we actually don't get such realizations because we get it so easily, so cheap. It's like without much effort. Actually, our acharyas are so eager, to take us back to Godhead, because of which actually they are giving us, this freely, distributing it you know, freely in Kali Yuga, um, and we get it so effortlessly. That's why we don't take it so seriously, and we don't realize that holy name is so potent, right? And actually, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he actually gets a dream that someone has actually gifted him Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is actually reading it, and he is having so much bliss. He wakes up and he sees there is no Bhagavatam, and he starts crying, and then again Lord comes and gives him Srimad Bhagavatam. But that time they did not have our Bhadra Purnima, where devotees would give them bundles, ISKCON sets of Bhagavatam. So they had to make a copy of for sit and write for years together or months together, and then make a copy, and then so it is we also see that Mother Dehut is actually in association of Lord Kapila Dev. That is how we, for to get this realization, if we are in proper association of saintly Vaishnavas, we will certainly have realized the potency of the holy name, okay, uh, in its real effect. Now, if we enter Ajamila's pastime, right, in sixth canto, this is one story where the entire pastime is actually centered around the glory of chanting the holy name. Basically, even once chanting once, the whole thing is about chanting once. Ajamila chanted just once when he was just leaving, about to be pulled out of his body. His soul was about to be pulled out of his body. So this whole conversation is between the Vishnudutas and the Yamadutas, and basically all the instruction is being given to us, and rather in the actual sense. So Vishnudutas are giving instruction to the Yamadutas. Subsequently, even Yamadharmaraja actually gives all the instructions to the Yamadutas. um, so, Canto 6, Chapter 2, verse number 49. um the last verse in the chapter, actually. म्रियमाणो हरेर्नाम गृणन् पुत्रोपचारितम् अजामिलोऽपि अगाधाम किमूत श्रद्धयान् गृह्णान्. So, actually, the Vishnudutas are telling the Yamadutas that actually what happened is that Ajamila was like scared for his life when he witnessed these Yamadutas. Uh, they came with the Pasha and they are pulling out his life air from his body. Due to their ghastly forms, Ajamila was shocked, and suddenly he started calling out his son Narayana. So as soon as that happened, Vishnu Dutas actually, Lord Vishnu sent the Vishnu Dutas, go and help. It doesn't matter. He's calling out his son. Vishnu Dutas came running and said, "Don't worry, don't worry. We are here. We are going to take care of you. It is okay. Fine. You call your son, but we are coming. Lord Vishnu is coming to help you. Don't worry." So uh, basically, even while time of death, Ajamila chanted the holy name of the Lord. Although he was chanting, it was directed towards son. Nevertheless, he was eligible to return back to Godhead. So that is the potency of holy name. We are unable to chant attentively, but in the next subsequent verses, we see here like how he chanted. You know, so how actually he chanted the holy name. In the next verse, the Vishnu Dutas, they say he chanted Mriyamana Samagrahit. So he perfectly chanted while the holy name. Actually, he called out Narayana. Prabhupada actually translates this word Samagrahit in the translation as, at the time of death, this Ajamila helplessly and very loudly chanted the holy name of Lord Narayana. So even if the attention is an issue, okay, the helplessness, we may come little later, but we should loudly and clearly, the ucharana should be so clear that we all also are able to tell ourselves that yes, we are actually sincerely chanting. We are even if we are unable to realize the effect of the holy name, we are still putting our effort to chant loudly and clearly. So there is something very important that Prabhupada points out even in the pastime of Ajamila. Subsequently, in the next chapter, Yamadharmaraya also glorifies um, that Namocharana Mahatmyam Hare Pashat Putraka Ajamilopi Naiva Mrityupashad Amuchyata. So these Yamadutas actually run to Yamadharmaraja and they complain, these people actually, they stopped us. They actually forcefully cut the rope. And Yamadharmaraja actually tells them, no, what they did is right. Okay, because at the time of death, though he called out his son, he actually chanted the Lord's holy name. Okay. So nevertheless, by chanting the name, he actually remembered Lord Narayana. Thus, he you know, he was immediately saved from the ropes of death. So there is, you don't. This is actually the right thing. Okay. So, uh, and actually, in the second chapter itself, like. The Vishnudattas also tell that yes, this is one Harinam is one thing that is like one medicine, cure for all. It's like the master key. It is like uh, um, there could be heavier sins or lighter sins. Everything can be vanquished just by chanting the holy name. Okay, so it is like one spark of fire. One spark is enough to turn the entire 10,000 tons of haystack into ashes. It's just that is the potency of the holy name. Okay. So so this is the glory of holy name, and we will slowly realize it. Now let's see if coming to the practical aspect of chanting with attention. Okay. We have we sit definitely, there is so many distraction. Okay. uh, as soon as we sit, there are so many things that come to our pass through our mind, and can we avoid it? It is doesn't look like, it is not possible until we are in the last stage of you know, realizing the potency of the holy name. So, His Holiness S.B. Keshwar Swami Maharaj puts it very nicely. He says, art of focusing is that you have to keep refocusing. This is, it is not going to happen, at one time. So, people have this romantic idea of meditation that, I'm going to sit, cross legs, close my eyes, in a few moments I'll be levitating, or in an hour I'll be on the other side of the realm, and I can see Earth, from above. Doesn't happen like that. It never happened like that, okay, unfortunately. But meditation is one of the it is sort of a battle within ourselves. It is not so easy. Um, because all our past conditioning that keeps, and that is what we have to continuously battle against, right? So even in case of Arjuna, Lord says that he doesn't say, your mind will come and distract you, please bring back the attention. He actually says your mind will actually really wander, you bring it back again and again. Even Lord knows that it is not possible. You bring it back again and again. That is what we have to do. There is no other, way. Now, a few practical things that coming to the application, some practical things that we have heard, something if we have to reflect on and then remind ourselves is, that again, which don't help us if we have to see, is being judgmental about Vaishnavas. So this is the most dreaded thing if that I would try if I'm ever serious about my devotional life, my right. So even Mahaprabhu did not even forgive his own mother. What to speak of is not possible. So even if it is done mentally, it is going to make us Krishna doesn't like it at all, right? So like suddenly if we are feeling dry, like okay, last week it was going nicely, suddenly we are feeling dry, and uh, actually when we are practicing for over a long time, we also get this realization that we actually lose clarity. We don't even that clarity is like, okay, we forget that we have not been chanting nicely. Like, even if we reach that stage, like offending devotees is not taken very nicely by Lord. Right. So yeah, it is like, because I mean, we don't realize the devotees next to us. Like we Mother devotee is describing, right? How the devotees to the Lord, we don't have that realization because we become very casual. So in our devotional service, we start mixing our material dealings. We bring that aspect to our devotional life, and it doesn't help, right? There is another some things that actually help is preparing ourselves, because this is one of the, even from the previous night itself, this is one of the most sacred things we start our day with, right? We can actually go before going to bed. We can read some Prabhupada pastime or Leelamrita, just spend 5 minutes, Krishna book that actually puts us. We are actually through our day we are into rajas and tamas. It actually puts us back into some sattva guna before we go and take a rest, right? So it gives us some mood when we wake up. So this is another tip that Mahatma Prabhu shared some time ago during our Japa retreat, that we should actually have a Japa buddy, right? So it is it no matter so if we confide, whenever we confide any of our challenges, spiritual challenges with devotees, it, the the Lord actually listens through his devotees. So when we confide in our problems with our our Vaishnava friends, so it actually helps us. So actually in this by doing this, we are actually telling the Lord that we are very serious about our practice. That this is actually it actually helps. Sometimes we forget to do this, but this is something that has helped me a lot, and actually it helps. Right. And there is this last thing I would like to share. Like some time ago, His Grace Gurujan Prabhu, he had this Japa retreat, and Prabhuji gave one. He asked us to chant one round, and in that he said, if you are able to, fine, your mind will keep distracting you. In this entire 108 Maha Mantras, at least chant one Maha Mantra, with from deep, within your heart. So chant loudly with, full attention and consciousness. Okay, chant one Maha Mantra. So yeah, basically, like in the entire 108 rounds, I was not able to chant, but at least this Maha Mantra, I was able to realize the potency, right? Um, uh, though I don't realize it will have that impact, right? So it is like firing a bullet with gunpowder and without gunpowder. Without gunpowder, it will only make a hole. With gunpowder, it actually impacts. right? It is like that. Just extending that thought. It is like, when we are chanting, we could just use our, this is the actual practical aspect. Some devotees shared. It's like, when you're chanting, let's say we reach the headbeat and we are starting the next round, you can actually pray to Maya Devi. Maya Devi, I know I am your Das. Let me become Krishna Das for this. Let's say at least next 5 Mahamantras. Okay, let me become Krishna Das, and I'll surrender back to you. It is like the Surabhi cow, which was in the grip of this tiger. It prayed that, okay, let me feed my calf. I will again come back. Okay, it is some sort of deal we strike with Maya Devi. Okay, let just this allow me. It's a prayer. So we chant, okay, those 5 mantras with full attention, going once, twice, thrice, four, fifth mantra, okay, and again, our mind is fade away after some time. But we can repeat this whenever our attention comes back. That, okay, we are chanting. You can again go. You can keep repeating how many ever times our attention comes back to mantra. 5 times, right? Every time we go, 5 fingers, 5 times. This is a real practical aspect that some devotee shared me, which was really helpful. So this 5 will become 10. 5 will become 20, right? So over time, this is what we are doing is actually showing our effort. We are actually trying to show our sincerity. That, oh Lord, as Lord says, you just make an effort. I will, show your intent. Bhavagrai Janardana, show your intent. I'll do the rest. So it is like, we are just coming out of our door, and Lord, is says, okay, no, I will come from my abode. I will come to your earth land. I will come to your house. I will come to your door. You just try stepping out of the door. So we are just trying to show our intent that we are serious. Okay. So and some, though we don't realize the actual potency, the actual still, when we sincerely chant, it will show its impact on our mind and soul, right? With this, I would like to end the prayer that, please, all of you, please pray for me that I am also able to chant with attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing your own realizations, for sharing some important lessons from Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you very much. So, I'd like to open the floor for any questions or comments for Prabhuji. You can unmute yourself, or you can drop it on the chat.
Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one thing you told about chanting in 108 round. If you chant in one round with properly, it will be beneficial. Then we think about chanting with offense. So, like in one round, if you chant in properly, and other rounds in one round, means one mantra. Means like if you say, give example, some mantras you chant with proper bhav, then other mantra you will be distracted. Then we talk about the chanting with offense. Then how you compare with that aspect, and plus now this concept we are saying that if you're chanting at least one mantra properly, then you will get beneficial. So how it will tackle both aspect?
Very nice question, too. So the best thing with best thing with Krishna consciousness is that our goal and means are same. Our goal is also Krishna, means is also Krishna. So for the goal, we have to surrender to Krishna, right? So when we chant Krishna attentively once, all we are trying to do, it's not that our effort is going to take us back to Godhead, right? It is never that case. It is only mercy. Prabhupada also said, I'll take you from the back door. All you have to be is sincere. You have to show your sincerity. What we are trying to do there is only we are trying to show our sincerity, because we are trying to show that, yes, Lord, we are trying to, though we don't realize correctly that, your glories of your holy name, our acharyas have told us that, this Mahamantra is, a lot of potency. Just taking their word, I'm trying to chant this just one Mahamantra nicely, just having faith in their word, and trying to take this Mahamantra, chant this Mahamantra nicely. That is all we are trying to show. We are only trying to show our sincerity and our effort. That is all we are trying to do. And the rest we are trying to surrender, to the Lord, that, show us the way. So that is all we are trying to show.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vijaya Nrsimha prabhuji. Nice question, Prabhuji. Any other question for Prabhuji? Or any comment? Prabhuji has shared very nice pastime from Bhagavatam about Ajamila, which is kind of very, very motivating for all of us. If Ajamila, by unintentionally taking the name of Narayan, by doing all these offenses and living a sinful life, and then taking of name of Narayan just towards the end. If he has hope, then why not we, who are sincerely through our life without committing any sins? If we are taking and we are, following our son, we are calling Krishna, and we are taking names. So definitely we all have hope. This is very, very motivating pastime. So thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for sharing that with us. Thanks all of you, and thank you very much for taking out your time, Prabhuji. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.